Instagram allows you to share who you are, tell your story, and build a community. But with so many people using Instagram, just creating a post every now and then is not enough to get noticed anymore. That's why it's super important to check how your Instagram is doing with an audit. This means looking closely at your account to see how well it's working and make sure it matches what you want to achieve. Now, people will pay a lot of money to have other people audit their accounts for them. But this is something you can do, and I'm going to show you how. Whether you want to grow your following or use it for marketing, knowing how to audit your account is so important. An Instagram audit is crucial for several reasons. It helps you make sure your profile accurately represents who you are and what your message is. Helps you identify opportunities to deepen connections with your audience, to discover strategies to expand your visibility and attract new followers. The audit will help you assess your effectiveness of your content and its alignment with your audience's interests, which is so important. Also, it'll help you figure out if your overarching personal and business objectives are being met on your Instagram account. An Instagram audit allows you to make informed decisions by reviewing your bio, your content, your engagement strategies, and looking at your analytics. The first step of your account audit is going to be optimizing your bio. Your bio is so important. Think of it like a storefront window. When you walk by a store, the first thing you see is what they have displayed in their window. From that image in your mind, you have an idea whether you want to walk into the store or not. It's the same with your account. When people get to your profile, the first thing they're going to do is look at your profile picture, which we'll talk about in a minute, and then look at your bio. If your bio is not something that they feel like will benefit them, they're going to move on. They're not even necessarily going to go down and look at any of your content. Your bio is one of the first things that is going to attract new followers, and it is so important to get it right. First impressions are so crucial for determining whether or not someone will hit that follow button, and your bio should be optimized so that it captures interest and conveys your value. By making a compelling bio, it should clearly state who you are, what you do, and what unique value you offer. It needs to speak to your target audience and reflect not just your offerings, but also how you can benefit them. We have to remember that on social media, it feels like it's about us, like we're talking about our lives or we're talking about our business, but no one really cares about us realistically. They care about how we benefit them. So the bio needs to speak to your audience. It's not about what you do, it's about what you do that will benefit them. We need to aim for clarity, conciseness, and relevance. Your bio can be up to 150 characters, and we need to get all of that information packed into those characters. We also need to focus on using keywords because bios are a really big place that Instagram uses to have SEO, know who to show your account to. So incorporating relevant keywords into your bio helps people find you in the search results, like we talked about earlier. When you post a search and it says, I'm looking for dogs, if someone has dog in their bio, they're much more likely to come up in the search than someone who doesn't. So think about what your target audience might be searching for. Are they searching for specific terms in your niche more often? You can look online and look up what search terms are popping up in SEO in your current niche. You want those SEO terms to be somewhere and somehow incorporated in your bio. These are words that you want to make sure are front and center and a priority. You also want to craft a clear call to action. Your bio should guide your followers and guide new followers to take a specific action, whether it's visiting your website, checking out your latest post, or signing up for your freebie or newsletter. You need to make your call to action clear and obvious what you want them to do. Ideally, your bio will be 4 lines. Also, we will talk about your name line. So you have your username, which we all know is also important for SEO, but then you have your name line. So it's important to write your name, but then also include SEO keywords here as well. So you might say, hi, my name's Shelly, and then it'll say digital marketing and Instagram growth, or physical therapy and medicine. It will tell your audience front and center in bold text what you do. Then in the next line, what do you post? What do you talk about? What are you posting about? Give them an idea of what they're going to see on your page. The next line down is, who do you post for? Tell them who your target audience is. And you want to use the word you. I'm posting for you. I'm making this for you. The next line down is, what do you do? Who are you and what do you do, right? And then the fourth line is going to be a clear call to action to your link in bio. So maybe you're offering a freebie. So you might say free, whatever your freebie is, and then have arrows pointing down to your link in bio so they know that that's where you want them to click. Emojis and arrows, things like that are super important in your bio because they help break up the text and they keep people engaged. So maybe your bio is about making money online, so you might want to throw in a $sign on there. Or maybe it's about mindfulness, and so you want to include sunshine and maybe someone doing yoga. I always like to include emojis at the very front of each line, and it really helps split up those 4 lines of text. Let's talk about profile aesthetics and why they're important. Now, don't get me wrong, your profile doesn't have to be picture perfect with every little thing in a row and everything perfect, perfect, perfect. But at the same time, profile aesthetics do matter. They matter because you have less than 2 seconds to capture and keep someone's attention online. So if they go to your page and your profile picture isn't clear and they don't really get a theme or an idea of what your account is about, well, they're gonna move on. And if we want new followers, we want people to stay on our page, view our content, look through more content that's similar that I know that they'll like based off of what they came to my page for. Like, the content needs to appear similar so people want to continue viewing other content that's like it. So in order to do that, we want to have a brand aesthetic and we want to have a very clear profile aesthetic. The number one thing that people see when they come to your page is going to be your profile picture. You want it to be clear, you want it to be recognizable, and you want it to be reflective of your brand. This might mean an acronym if your brand name is long. This might be your brand's logo. Or if you're an individual person, this might be a clear photo of you with a blank background so that people know who you are and they can trust you. If you have a faceless account, it might be a photo of someone else or the back of your head, or just like we said, acronym or business name as well. As long as it's clear, centered, and a very aesthetically pleasing brand color and goes with what else is going on your page, then it'll be great. Also, look for headshots where you're facing the camera. If you're using a photo of yourself, don't use a tiny little photo or one that's super zoomed out. Have your picture be clear because the circle is so small on people's phone and it's really hard to see if people are far away or if the background is super messy and there's a lot of other colors going on. You can go to Canva and you can actually take the background off of the picture and put it on just a single color that goes with your brand aesthetic. And that looks really, really great on Instagram. Then when it comes to creating your brand aesthetic, you want to start collecting screenshots of other Instagram feeds that inspire you or that you really like the appearance of. You want to come up with some colors that you really like and that you're planning on sticking to. It's okay to adjust these every now and then, but you want your page to look very similar across the board. So you want to use similar fonts, you want to use similar colors, you want to use a similar style. Every single reel and every single piece of content should not look Super different. People should be able to recognize it as it comes across their feed the more and more they see your content because the font is similar, the colors are similar, the aesthetics are similar. We also want to have aesthetic and a cohesive highlight cover. So highlights are super important because they're just below your bio. So they're a place that you can collect stories from your stories in your profile. And the reason that our highlight covers are important is because this is a really great place for people to click through quickly who want to get to know us without going through a lot of the content. So designing highlight covers that are consistent with your brand's colors and fonts and overall vibe, the cohesive covers really enhance your profile's visual appeal and make it easier to navigate. Highlights showcase your best stories, categorizing your content for easy access. If you're in a business, you want to have highlights of things like about me or about the business, testimonials, what products you offer. All of those should be right up front and center, and make sure that your highlights are easy to read. The text gets cut off really easily, and you want to make sure that you've shortened the text enough in the name and the title of the cover so that people can easily read it. All in all, we just want our profile to be aesthetically pleasing in font, color, and style so that people can recognize our content as it comes across their page.